Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
I'm not as slick as Creed at muting when I cough, but I will get better. Hi guys, I hope everybody's doing well today. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry I'm late. Sushina, I hope you get purple too, but I think you'll have to say something else for us to learn your fate. Your colorful fate befalls you at the chat over here, but you have to say hello or something. Guys, I hope everybody's doing well today. It is Sunday, August the 3rd, 2025. Oh. You got green. Sorry, Sushina. You got green today. But you're here, so it's a win, sort of. Right? Anyways, I hope Dab. Thank you, Courtney. Remind me of the important things. The things that mean a lot. Hi, Shane. You have interest in me somehow. I know you mean internet, but... Oh, that's funny. Somehow I still have interest in you. Ugh, I feel that way about myself all the time, but I know what you mean. You know, what I find is that internet companies, I don't know, they're a little lackadaisical. They wait a while. I don't know what it's for, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, Jellybean. It's hard. So, speaking of internets, we are going to go ahead and watch. It says there's 0 people watching, which is like a little concerning. Because I believe that you're here. I believe it. I believe that you're here. My laughter broke your net. Oh no. Oh no. I barely count for one person today, to be honest. Oh no! 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 I dropped my joint. Hi, Casey Carey. Oh, danger, danger. Picking it up with my feet, but it's lit. Oh. We did it. But it was scary, and then we had to bend down anyways. It's okay. We're good. I hope everybody's good. Hi, Manuel. I hope everybody, like I said, is good. Busy day today. Oh, it's YouTube Daddy. Hi, Betty. YouTube Daddy emailing me. Hey, Paige, do you know that you're live? Yeah, thanks, YouTube Daddy. I appreciate that. But what we're gonna do is watch some court from back in the day, harkening back to Judge Kirkham. Oh, hold on, I have the color block up here. The last we heard of Beverly is that she's holding steady, and that's what we know at this point. Why does it still say so confusing? Why, YouTube Daddy? Anyways, but we're obviously really worried about Beverly, still thinking about her, keeping her in our prayers and thoughts. We are going to, Cellulite Yoga Pants called this morning to the hospital, and they won't give any information, but she is still in the same ICU. NPC, hi, thank you so much, making me smile. I appreciate that so much. Anyway, so we're gonna watch a little bit of court to get our minds off of things. I think is a good idea. Where is it? Oh, that's right. Oh my god. Okay, so really glad that that's not on the other screen. I forgot a few of the files that I had in my downloads relate to one of my other things. Oh, it's not Kirkham, it's Bronlick. Yes, we are keeping her in our thoughts. I'm trusting that the medical system in America is going to do its magical things, work very, very, very hard for Beverly. She is an amazing person, and we all love her. And we want her to feel better. Hi, Sherry B. Hi, Brooklyn. Okay. Oh my god, Shane. Shane, look at that. You gifted to Lisa. Lisa Figueroa from Shane. You're too sweet. Thank you, Shane.
Bring the file. We understand the judge is not available today, and we can ask about that.
Oh, okay, I should.
Have her get the file. Should not be Tiffany, Stephanie had to do that.
Okay.
So call Maddie, have her get the file up here, please.
Okay, sure.
Eric Dark, attorney at law. Attorney at law. Did we ever see attorneys do that?
For the record, this matter is before the court for a continued pretrial conference, as well as the defendant's motion for payment on vehicle and other marital home expenses. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom, but present is Attorney Kirsten Nemec representing the plaintiff, Zachariah Garcia. Mr. Garcia is present. In addition, Attorney Eric Clark is present representing the defendant, Michelle Garcia, and Ms. Garcia is present. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Have the parties made any progress toward resolution of anything this morning?
They have not, Your Honor. We have one agreement, which resolves Mr. Clark's motion, but other than that, the parties have made no progress.
Okay.
Well, I was going to give the court the benefit of the doubt and say we actually made progress and by resolving the motion.
Okay. The court is in receipt of a recommendation from Ms. LaPrade, which states as follows: that the van shall be fixed. Plaintiff shall take the van to Dalkers and pay for the van to be fixed. Defendant shall pay half the cost to fix the van out of her portion of the proceeds from the sale of the marital home. That is the recommendation of Mr. Walker. Is that a correct, accurate statement of the parties' interim agreement this morning?
It is, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
And when will Mr. Garcia retrieve the van and take it to Dalkers?
Zach,
You
when
could
will
take
you be
that-
able to do that?
I'm gonna call it because you have to set up an appointment for it to come in.
Okay, and you'll make that call today?
Yes.
Okay. So the plaintiff will be without that van for a period of time, is that correct? Or
They should-
who's ever driving the vehicle?
They've said it'll take a week or so to fix.
Okay, and who is primarily the driver of that vehicle, the defendant?
Yes.
Okay, does she have another vehicle?
I'm sorry, Judge.
Does she have another vehicle? Obviously, we have children involved here. Does she have other means of transportation being without this van?
Not really.
Not really. She used her mother's vehicle to get to my office for today's mediation and hearing.
All right. Okay, what about the other home expenses? Propane refill, water system repairs? Was there an agreement on addressing those issues as well?
Your Honor, those issues are actually non-issues. Mr. Garcia has always had those two items on an automatic refill. So when it comes to the propane, it is refilled when the tank is at 20%, and that happens automatically. Ms. Garcia was attempting to claim that Mr. Garcia hadn't paid the bill related to that expense. As the court is probably not yet aware, Mr. Garcia is no longer spending time at the marital home. The bill for propane is physically left at the home when the propane tank is dropped off. Mr. Garcia was not made aware that the bill was dropped off. Ms. Garcia should now know that when the bill is dropped off, she needs to make Mr. Garcia aware of that. With regard to the water softener, that also, the salt is dropped off automatically. It also requires peroxide. Mr. Garcia is purchasing the peroxide and dropping it off today. But the water softener does not affect the actual health of the water. It's still usable when the water softener runs out. But he will be providing the peroxide today, and the salt is already there. But on that note,
you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Judge, actually, my client received a call from the propane company indicating that there was a balance due, and they wouldn't release the information to her because her name is not on the account. I tried to call myself. They wouldn't release the information to me either because my name obviously is not on the account.
Okay. So
But
you
in
need some
any event,
communication between the
it's been
parties, that's
filled.
all.
It's been resolved.
Okay, all right, good. So obviously, have the parties agreed to list the home, the marital home for sale?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd actually like to address that. I understand that I don't have a pending motion before this court. I believed that we'd have some resolution at mediation today, and unfortunately, that was not the case. The house has been listed for sale. However, Ms. Garcia is limiting walkthroughs to after 4 o'clock on Monday and Friday. And so that is impairing the ability of the realtor to get the house sold. In the meantime, Mr. Garcia is managing all of the expenses related to the home. Ms. Garcia has no obligations with regard to those expenses. There is a status quo order in place from our first motion hearing. We wanted today to come to an agreement to set that status quo aside and replace it with child support and spousal support. However, we were not able to come to that agreement. I don't believe that Ms. Garcia has any incentive to resolve this case or these issues so long as she's able to remain in the marital home, prevent it from being sold, and have all of the bills paid. So we would like to
That's
see.
not true. She feels trapped. She's trapped by this situation. Mr. Garcia makes over $100,000 a year, took his paycheck, no longer deposits into the joint account, and she has to survive on $350 a week with 5 minor children.
That's not true either, Mr. Clark. She makes
is true.
money.
That's what the status quo is.
She makes money. She retains
and
the
the
money.
reason that she only shows it on those 2 days those are the only 2 days that the 5 children are not there. It's very, in fact, the realtor suggested that they not be there when they're showing because there would be a distraction, quote unquote. There's 5 little kids.
Mr. Clark, obviously we need to make this home more accessible for potential purchasers. So maybe Ms. Garcia simply just has to maybe go outside or go to the grocery store, run an errand when the home is being shown.
Have homework
We
and
can't
stuff.
restrict it to when the children are present. Children live in the home. We understand that. And obviously it's best for everyone that the children not be there, but we need to make the home more accessible.
Nobody's.
So there appears to the court that she can just simply,
I did. I offered a 3D video of it.
all right, hold on. All right, Ms. Garcia, I'm talking with your attorneys. So the court will order Ms. Garcia to make the home available to showings.
And I
And you got to make it happen. And obviously, to the extent we can sell the home, that's going to provide some financial assistance for Ms. Garcia.
Your Honor, on the
It
issue
has
of the
done
home
that.
as well, there are some repairs that need to be made. The Realtor suggested to the parties that if they invested $10,000 to $12,000 in repairs, they would realize profits of about $50,000. Mr. Garcia would like to get those repairs made, but needs Ms. Garcia's cooperation to do that.
NPC, thank you so much. And yes, absolutely. Beverly has been on my mind all weekend. We are all rooting for her. Prayers coming in from all over the world. Thank you so much, NPC. Seriously. Beverly, we love you. We know that she's fighting right now. Strong. She's strong. We know that.
He would also like an agreement from Ms. Garcia that she'd be responsible for half of those repairs. She wouldn't have to pay for it up front. Mr. Garcia would handle that, but her half of any of those repairs would come from the proceeds of the sale. The same agreement that we have with regard to the repairs for the vehicle.
Well, again, Judge, this is something the Realtor has not told my client. If she's recommended it, maybe it would be good for the Realtor to call and advise Michelle of this instead of it being part of a hearing here today. But
Did Ms. Garcia sign a listing agreement?
yes,
And the
Mr.
realtor
Clark-
did not mention anything to her about repairs that are recommended? They need to
No,
find a different realtor. If the realtor is not communicating with Ms. Garcia, then they need to find a different realtor that will communicate with both parties who signed the listing agreement, both owners of the property.
Mr. Clark, I believe previously you and I had conversations about the repairs that your client said were necessary. That was one of her reasons that the house couldn't be listed initially.
We agreed that I was not gonna be okay with, we agreed that we were gonna list the house as is, and the realtor said that was okay. She also said that when listing it, it was okay to put it up as a 3D video for showing to make it more readily to be seen due to the fact that I have limited funds to be able to leave the house with gas and stuff, and my kids have homework, so I made it available to when the kids are at their father's, that showings are opens, which is still 3 days of the week. And I made it to where that they can do a 3D video of the home so that they still have access to see what the inside of the home looks like instead of having to be there physically and then set it up on a Friday or a Monday to be there, or a Friday and a Saturday to be there physically to see the home if they wanted to, which my realtor said would not affect the house selling.
again,
the house has
it's
been
not,
listed for
it's not the
37 days.
Realtor who's.
Hold on,
complaining.
you can't listen here both at the same time. Ms. Garcia should reach out to the realtor officer. There's a realtor's telling each party two different things. If the parties cannot agree, it makes sense to make repairs. If the parties cannot agree, then the home be sold as is. It's a loss to both parties. If they cannot agree to make the repair.
Nobody can ever agree. KTZ, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for popping by. We appreciate that. We're delving back into my court hoard. My dirty dark secret. Oh! NPC. Oh my god. 10 gifted subs or memberships. Amazing. Oh my gosh. NPC 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Look at, he's like, did I get one? No, sir. No, you did not get one because you're not in the chat. You're in a car appearing to court. Thank you again, NPC, and thank you again, KTZ, for the raid. Welcome, guys. Buckle up. We're gonna, Judge Grumpy is presiding.
Repairs, then they'll be sold as is.
Your Honor,
So has discovery been concluded?
No, Your Honor.
The court will not schedule a trial date till discovery's been concluded. How much time do we need to conclude discoveries? Court will set another pretrial.
Your Honor, I believe because I have a set of interrogatories that I have held back, thinking I might not need to send them if we had resolution today. So those will need to go out. We have pending subpoenas, and there may be more subpoenas that go out as a result of the responses to the interrogatory. So I would ask for 45 days.
Actually, Judge, I'm going to need a little more than 45 days. Mr. Garcia recently purchased a home, and the documents that were provided indicated that his brother finances everything. So I may need to get his records.
Okay, so you want a pretrial in about 60 days then?
That would be great.
And hopefully the parties can communicate with their realtor. The court would encourage both of you to, you want to maximize any gain on the sale of that home. It'll benefit
Your Honor.
both of you.
One
So
second.
the court would suggest you make the repairs, but if you cannot agree, then it's going to be sold as is.
Your
Have the
Honor,
realtor do the 360 so they can
Not
show
if
the
it's
house
at the price of the house,
online.
right? You know, like if it's gonna be.
Your Honor, Mr. Garcia has something to say. Would the court entertain what Mr. Garcia would like to say?
You can talk with you, Ms. Nemec, and you can, if necessary, petition the court for other relief. We're going to give you another pretrial date in about 60 days. About availability on December 15th in the morning, 9 a.m. Do we have 8:30?
I'm sorry, 13th, December 13th at 9 a.m.
I'm sorry. Do we have 8:30?
Thursday.
I'd like 8:30s.
Okay, Thursday.
We do. How about 9 o'clock on December 13th? It's a Friday.
Yes,
13?
that works for me, Your Honor.
12th, I'm sorry, December 12th is a Thursday
Okay.
at 8:30.
Either do the 12th or the 13th, the Thursday or the Friday. What the council, your preference and the parties? That's better for work
Thursday.
schedule.
A Thursday would work better for me.
Okay, Thursday then at 8:30, December 12th.
That's good.
Well, do you want the court to initiate a teleconference with council?
I
Whatever.
would appreciate a teleconference, Your Honor.
Right, the court can have more frank discussions with council. So rather than Zoom, it'd be a teleconference. Court will initiate a teleconference with council on December 12th at 8:30. The court, and both parties are asking the court to adopt the recommendation of Mr. Walker this morning regarding the repairs of this van. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. Anything else to be addressed this morning, Ms. Nemec? Or Ms. Nemec, do you want to confer with your client to see what he wants before we conclude this morning? We put you in the breakout room.
If the court wouldn't mind, yes, I would appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, we'll put Mr. Garcia and Mr. Do you want Mr. Clark in there as well, or just your client?
I think just my client.
Okay. We'll
Thank
put,
you.
Mr. Garcia in a breakout room with Ms. Nemec briefly. Oh, yeah.
And as they do that, court will continue. Look at, he's explaining to her, ma'am, you can't talk while the judge is talking. You're gonna have to write down a little note, okay? You can't just be spouting off willy-nilly here. You know what I mean? Thank you again, by the way, KTZAD, for 2 months membership. That's amazing. Go visit is a good directive, Jonathan. I hope you're doing well, but I don't think Beverly can take visitors right now. She's in very serious condition. Very serious condition. So all we can do is pray and send our love. And that's what we're doing. And we're watching Old Court together. And I'm having a good time. I'm drinking. What are you drinking is the question I have. Judge, what are you drinking? I'm drinking liquid water enhancer lemonade edition, sweetened with sucralose. And as usual, I do everything a little extra. So the friend that told me about this drink was like, oh yeah, you'll like it. And then I said, oh yeah, I do like it once I tried it. And then I said, does yours look this yellow to me? And she's like, no. I only use a tiny little bit. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I use a lot.
And once the garlic starts today and tomorrow.
That was the other flavor. Also, I told that story at work, and this guy told me about a hack that he does. When he goes to a foreign grocery store, he puts his phone in his pocket like this with the camera facing out, and then he turns on Gemini and he says, translate everything to me as I walk by and say it. And then as he's walking around, it translates all the words that it sees. What? I was like, oh, well, I just did this once I got home. Like, I didn't need a play-by-play. A day-to-day play-by-play. Ladies and gentlemen. Come on, Judgy. What's going on?
Proceeds
Oh,
of the
finally.
sale.
Needed to
Finally.
issue.
Oh, come on.
Give a minute. Yes. Okay, for the record, Ms. Nemec has returned after conferring with her client, Mr. Garcia. Ms. Nemec, was there another issue that needs to be addressed this morning?
Well, Mr. Garcia took issue with some of the things he heard Ms. Garcia saying regarding the repairs to the home. While we were in the breakout room, I did take the opportunity to reach out to the realtor. She did confirm for me via phone that she told the parties that the feedback she's getting is the house is in need of repair and updating, and that it either needed to be repaired or they needed to significantly lower the price of the home. She said she did tell both parties this while they were together at the time of signing documents.
Judge, notwithstanding, we don't believe she did that. I've talked with my client. We're in agreement that if Mr. Garcia wants to make the repairs, front the funds to do so, and my client will pay half of that out of the proceeds of the sale.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Clark. That does make sense. So
Yes.
obviously the parties need to communicate in terms of, will Mr. Garcia do these repairs or is he going to hire someone?
He's going to hire someone, is my understanding. Is that accurate, Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Yes.
And obviously, if Mr. Garcia should share with your wife any estimates.
Right. I would like
Not gonna,
to.
we're not gonna redo the entire home, but anything that recommended by the realtor, two of you need to share it and communicate about those repairs.
Absolutely. And Mr.
To the
Garcia, you
extent-
understand that, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so but the extent that you don't agree to replace the roof, I mean, then that does not get done. So hopefully the two of you will agree to maximize your return on the sale of this home. And the court, again, Ms. Garcia, you got to make, if realtors are contacting you, try your best to make it work. I understand it's difficult with 5 children, but you got to try your best to make it work so the home is available. Sometimes purchasers, that likewise, they've got a tight schedule and they don't give you a whole lot of notice, but please do your best to make the home accessible for potential purchasers. With that, the court would like to take the proofs in this matter because this case is getting old and like to stop the clock. Mr. Nemec and Mr. Nemec and Mr. Clark, any objection to the court establishing jurisdiction has been a breakdown and that Ms. Garcia is not now pregnant, and we'll just stop the clock and the court will reserve all outstanding issues.
No objections, Your Honor.
No objections.
All right, Mr. Ms. Garcia, can you both raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Right, Ms. Nemec, if you can begin with Mr. Garcia, please.
Zach, can you state your full name for the record?
Zachariah Mackay Garcia.
Okay, and you are the plaintiff in this action for divorce, correct?
Yes.
And at the time that you filed your complaint for divorce, had you lived in the state of Michigan for at least 180 days and the county of Monroe for at least 10 days?
Yes.
You and Ms. Garcia were married in Toledo on January 5th, 2012.
Yes.
And you have 5 minor children, those children being Madeline, Morella, Xander, Zayden, and Zachariah Jr., correct?
Yes.
Okay. And there are no other children born or adopted into this marriage?
No.
Okay. And to your knowledge, is Ms. Garcia currently pregnant?
No.
Okay. And are you alleging to this court today that there has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved?
Correct.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Nemick. Mr. Clark, do you have any questions, first of all, from Mr. Garcia?
No.
Or if you could just confirm with Ms. Garcia that she's not now pregnant, please?
Please state your name for the record.
Michelle Ellen Garcia?
Ms. Garcia, are you pregnant today?
No, sir.
Thank you. Based upon the testimony that's been presented this morning, as well as complaint filed in this case, court finds that jurisdiction has been established. Court further finds that there has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there appears to be no reasonable chance of reconciliation at this point in time. The court at this time will reserve all outstanding issues and schedule this matter for a continued, hopefully a final pretrial conference via teleconference initiated by the court on December 12th, 2024, 8:30 a.m. Court will mail out notice. And court has adopted the recommendation of Mr. Walker this morning. Now we mail out to counsel and Mr. Garcia, please continue to work together to not only get that vehicle repaired as soon as possible, so get back to Ms. Garcia for the benefit of the children, but also get the repairs done as soon as possible, the recommended repairs, and agree upon those.
Your
With
Honor,
that, yes, Ms. Nemick.
just a quick question. Were you having Mr. Walker add the agreements about making the house accessible for showing and the repairs for the home to his recommendation, or did you want me to draft an order?
I don't know if Mr. Walker is listening in right now. Appears not, so I guess you can submit an order then, Ms. Nemick.
I will do that. Thank you.
Well, Judge, I'm not sure what the order was. My client has complied with what the realtor has said.
Right, the parties shall make such repairs as they can agree upon to the home, and also that Ms. Garcia will make the home accessible, reasonably, will make all reasonable efforts to make the home accessible to showings.
Pursuant to who? Pursuant to the realtor, we would assume.
The language I would use is that they will make the house accessible for showings per the realtor's reasonable recommendation. And I would say the same with regard to repairs, that they would make the repairs that the realtor says they should make. If it's not reasonable and it's not necessary to replace the roof, they shouldn't be doing that. But if the realtor says you need to make some, aesthetic repairs, you should do that to get the house sold.
Already made those things.
As long as everybody's cognizant of the fact that my client and 5 little kids live in the home, Judge. It's
It's
very
really
disruptive.
recognizable, but we need to liquidate this home. So let's get those repairs done as soon as possible. I understand it's difficult for showings, but just what the court wants Ms. Garcia to do is all reasonable efforts to make the home available. That's all we're asking.
I'm using the 3 days.
And the
that-
code suggests somebody should reach out to the realtor and have the realtor put in writing the recommended repairs.
We can do that. I just spoke with her, so I can make that phone call as soon as we're out of court and ask her to do that.
Okay,
Thank you,
all
Judge.
right. All right, that will conclude this hearing. Everyone can zoom out.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Your
rest of the
Honor.
Afternoon.
Thank you, you too.
Stop the clock in that.
Wow, just wow. Oh, what have we got here, Jimmy? Oh my fucking god. God damn it, Jimmy. You boned the wrong broad, man.
Calling the matter of James Holschuck versus Kelly Holschuck.
For the record, this matter is before the court in the absence of Judge Lohmeyer. The parties apparently engaged in mediation this morning and have an agreement they wish to place upon the record. Present this morning is the plaintiff, James Holschuck. Is it pronounced Holschuck? Holschuck, right, and good morning, Mr. Holschuck. In addition, Attorney Kimberly Kunis, present representing the defendant, Kelly Holschuck. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Ms. Kuhn, is it correct that the parties have engaged mediation this morning, which to place agreement upon the record?
That's correct, Your Honor, and thank you so much for allowing us to place that agreement on the record today.
Not a problem. Always be available to counsel and the front of the court. The parties have worked hard toward a resolution, and other judges are not available. All right, Mr. Holschuck, Ms. Kuhn is going to place on the record what you understand to be your agreement. So listen carefully. After she does so, I'm going to turn to you and ask whether or not it's an accurate statement of your agreement. Okay?
Okay.
Right, Ms. Kuhn.
Thank you, Your Honor. The agreement is as follows. The parties are going to exercise joint legal custody of their child, Owen. Mom is going to be primary for medical decision-making, and the child shall attend school in mother's school district. Parenting time is reasonable and liberal for father per the agreement of the parties. And at this time, it's going to be supervised with maternal grandmother, with maternal uncle not being present. Kylie can also supervise and mother can supervise, but it's going to be 2 times a week and any and all other times that the parties can agree. There are some sensitive issues going on that I don't want to place on the record, just out of respect for Dad. So everybody discussed all of, what was going on in mediation, and everybody's really proud of what Dad's doing and very encouraged. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Father shall have video calls through Snapchat every day with Owen. If there are any field trips or open house or any other events at the school or daycare, Mom is going to let Dad know. And if Dad wants to attend, that would be awesome. And Dad can even go on the field trips with Mom. So holidays, Father's Days, days of special meaning, Mother's going to make sure that Dad will be able to come to the home and spend time and exercise parenting time with their son on those holidays. At this point, Mother's going to be responsible for transportation. The marital home, my client is going to assume the mortgage. And if and when she sells the home, she is going to pay husband $10,000 from the sale proceeds. Mother's going to be awarded all other remaining equity for the home. My client's going to be responsible for payment of the mortgage, utilities, taxes, insurance, and will indemnify and hold husband harmless from any liability pertaining to the home. Each party is going to retain their own vehicles, with my client receiving the 2020 Lexus. Husband is awarded the 2017 Dodge Ram and the 2020 Harley motorcycle. Each party is going to be awarded their own retirement accounts, free and clear of any claims by the other. If there's any loans that the parties have made from any of their retirement accounts, they're responsible for their own loans. With regard to debts, each is going to be responsible for their own debts. The only joint debt that the parties have is the mortgage to the home, which my client will be assuming. My client will assume that mortgage as quickly as she can. However, husband's not going to put a time period in which she needs to get it done, but she knows she needs to get it done. Each party will be responsible for their own debts. Each party is awarded their own bank accounts. Each party is awarded their own life insurance, except my client is going to be named as the irrevocable beneficiary on husband's military life insurance policy. Husband will provide wife with proof of beneficiary status by 12/31 of each year, and the parties have discussed privately if the money were to be received, that money would go to their son. With regard to personal property, husband is awarded all the items in the garage with the exception of the golf cart and the freezer. He's also awarded all furniture in the front room, his father's TV, his personal effects, the second bedroom, which has a bed, computer, desk, chair, and back living room TV. Wife is awarded all other personal property in the home and 100% of the property in the shed. The parties will work together in terms of when husband will pick up the property. Right now, husband does not have a home, so wife is aware that she may have his property for a while until he gets a home and is situated. And at that time, they will work it out. We do not need to reserve jurisdiction on that. Effective November 1st of 2024, father will pay mother child support in the amount of $881 per month. The parties are both providing health insurance coverage for the child. They will continue to do so. Any out-of-pocket after Mother pays the ordinary medical amount of $454 per year, will be 50-50 by each party. There is daycare costs for the child. Mother and father is going to pay mother 50% of the daycare costs for the minor child directly on Friday of each week. Spousal support, my client, there's a military pension and husband is receiving $900 a month. This was actually a pension that accrued during the marriage. So the parties have agreed that my client is going to receive the sum of $450 a month. It's going to be permanent spousal support from the military pension. It's going to be a direct pay, so husband will be paying wife that amount. Wife also, well, the parties during the marriage opted to have survivorship rights on the military pension. So there is a survivor benefit plan, and both parties will ensure that they make that election since they've already paid for that survivorship right, so that wife can receive those funds. If husband were to die before her, they're going to make that election within 14 days after entry of the judgment of divorce. And parties recognize that their military pension is a marital asset, and they will fully cooperating and effectuating the intent of each receiving half of the military pension during the life of plaintiff, and Kelly receiving that survivorship benefit upon his death. Mothers to claim Owen on taxes as in for dependency exemption each and every year. Since the parties will be divorced prior to the end of the year, parties are going to be filing separate. Each will be awarded their own refund. Each will be responsible for their own liability. Each is responsible for their own attorney fees, and my client can restore to her maiden name of Kelly Marie Levasseur. That's L-E capital V-A-S-S-U-E-R if she so deems to do so. And I believe that is the agreement, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Kuhn. With respect to the $400 direct pay spousal support, you indicate that's permanent. Is that non-modifiable?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Non-modifiable in terms of amount as well as duration?
It's going to be non-modifiable, and I don't know if it goes up. It does not. Okay, so yes, non-modifiable as to amount and duration.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Holschuh, did Ms. Kuhn accurately state your agreement?
Yes, there's just one thing I want to add.
Go ahead.
If by some chance my military pension does increase, I do want to get it adjusted so she gets half of that.
You okay with that? It's fine. Okay. I'll put however, if there is an increase, the wife will receive 1/2 of that increase as well. Okay?
Right, with that addition and modification, Mr. Holschuh, did Ms. Kuhn accurately state your agreement?
Yes.
And then you understand that if the court accepts the agreement this morning, that you'll be bound by the agreement. There'll be no trial in this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Has anyone promised you anything or threatened you in any way in order to get you to come to this agreement?
No.
Right. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Holschuh, can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Yes.
Ms. Holschuh?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Holschuh, yeah, you need to keep your voice up so we can capture your response to all the questions put to you. Right, you can put your hands down, Ms. Kuhn, if you can begin with Ms. Holschuh, please.
Yes. Kelly, can you state your name and address for the record?
Kelly Holschuh, 11684.
And is the Brookshire Street address the marital home that we've referenced in the judgment?
Yes.
You heard the agreement that was placed on the record, correct?
Yes.
You have one child, that being Owen. How old is Owen?
2.5.
And you understand that you and your husband are going to exercise joint legal custody with you being the medical decision maker, But you understand that that still requires you to discuss all major decisions, including medical decisions with your husband, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good. I just get taken back in time sometimes because we've watched these before, and part of me just like thinks he's getting a little bit fucked. How long were they married? It's only like 2.5 years. Anyways, I'm also very tired. I've worked like 10 hours today. 10 hours.
You also understand that the agreement calls for a permanent spousal support award that's direct pay to you.
Yes.
So you understand that your husband is going to be making that direct payment every month at the time period in which he receives that amount from the military, correct?
Yes.
You understand that spousal support is forever barred as to your husband. So he cannot ever petition the court for spousal support, but you're awarded permanent spousal support when it comes to that payment.
Yes.
With regard to the property settlement, do you understand all of the terms and conditions of the property settlement?
Yes.
You understand that you need to take steps to assume the home, correct?
Yes.
And have you spoken to the bank and have you been approved for an assumption of the home?
Not yet. I got the application though.
If you cannot assume the home, you will have to refinance the home.
Correct. Yes.
How long do you need to refinance the home if you cannot assume it?
A year.
Mr. Holshoe, are you okay with her taking a year to refi if she cannot assume?
She can take as much time as she needs.
Okay.
Let's put 1 year in the judgment then to Ms. Kuhn, so we have a specific time frame.
Yep, I'm doing that right now.
Also, I'm wondering, how did he
With
fuck
regard
up
to the
so bad?
personal property, you understand that your husband does not have a home yet, correct?
Yes.
And you understand you're gonna be hanging on to his property until he does.
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding any of the terms and provisions of the agreement that we placed on the record?
No.
Did anyone promise you, force you, or otherwise induce you into entering into this agreement?
No.
Do you believe that the provisions related to Owen are in his best interest?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to adopt the agreement and make it an order of the court?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with my advice and counsel?
Yes.
You understand that had we had a trial on this matter, the result could have been the same, could have been different, better, or worse.
Same.
Notwithstanding this fact that it could have been different, you understand it could have been different if the judge is deciding,
Yeah.
could have been different. Notwithstanding that fact, are you asking the court to adopt this agreement and make it an order of the court?
Yes.
No further questions.
Take the proofs. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Kuhn. Mr. Holshoe, can you please state your name and current mailing address for the record?
James Allen Horseshoe is
City, state, zip code?
Petersburg, Michigan. I don't remember the zip code off
Right.
off
Do you
the top
capture
of my
the
head.
address, Ms. Kuhn?
It's 49270.
49270, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Holshoe, did you hear the testimony this morning of your wife, Kelly?
Yes,
Was her testimony true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
yes,
And do you believe this settlement you've reached with her to be fair and equitable?
yes.
Do you have any questions for the court?
No,
Do you have any questions for Ms. Kuhn?
no.
Ms. Kuhn, do you have any questions for Mr. Holshoe?
I do not, Your Honor.
You'll prepare the judgment of divorce, is that correct, Ms. Kuhn?
I will.
Oh my god, a late fee with a wake me up fee included. I have 2 keyboards here. I literally flipped this keyboard. Legal Fiction, waking me up, baby. Thank you so much. I mean, I guess you could see my face reaction, but like I just flipped that keyboard. Oh my god. Woo! Baby, what a day. Thank you so much.
How will you submit that to Mr. Hol? Should we submit that to his, for his approval, or you submit that in a 7-day rule?
I am going to get it done and submit it to him. He knows that I don't represent him, but there are going to be some boilerplate provisions in the judgment. I told him that if he had any questions, since he's representing himself, I can answer those questions as best as I can, and I will email it to him. If I don't receive a signature back, then I am going to submit it to the court under the 7-day rule.
Okay, all right. Do you understand that, Mr. Holshoe, Ms. Coon's gonna reduce office to writing and for a judgment of divorce? And there will be other provisions that are required in any judgment of divorce. For example, your wife cannot leave the, move more than 100 miles away. She can't leave the state without approval of the court and you, things like that nature. So Ms. Coon's gonna prepare this judgment. She can submit that to you. If in fact you have questions or problems with it, you need to call her and let her know that.
Understand.
Explain that to you, but again, that you'll be bound by the agreement, the terms of which have been placed on the record this morning.
Your Honor,
Ms. Kuhn, is there any other date set before Judge Lohmeyer, any other future pretrials or anything?
don't think we do, but I do want to question the plaintiff with regard
Please.
to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Jimmy, as I stated, you understand that I'm not representing you, correct?
Yeah.
And you have decided to proceed in this action, representing yourself, correct?
Yes.
You understand that you would have the right to have an attorney. Are you waiving that right to consult with an attorney and proceeding on your own today, representing yourself?
Yes.
And you're not under the influence of any medication or any substance that would render you incapable of understanding this agreement?
No.
Do you have any questions regarding any of the terms and conditions of the agreement?
No.
You understand that both of you are awarded your retirement accounts, free and clear of any claims of the other, correct?
Yes.
You also understand that with the house, that when and if your wife sells it, that's when you would receive the $10,000. You understand that. So there's no definitive time period in which your wife needs to sell that home, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've made a full disclosure of all assets and debts, correct?
Yes.
Do you believe that the joint custody provision is in the best interest of Owen?
Yes.
And you understand that you and Kelly will have to confer with each other regarding any major decisions with your son, correct?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to adopt the agreement and make it an order of the court?
Yes.
And you understand too that had you gone to a final hearing in this matter, the result could have been different. It could have been the same. It could have been better or worse.
Yes.
Notwithstanding that fact, you want this agreement entered.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Kuhn. You'll prepare the judgment then. The court applauds. I would like to thank Mr. Pratt for her assistance this morning, as well as Attorney Kuhn. The court applaud the two of you, Mr. Social, for reaching your own agreement. Without question, the best resolution of matters of this nature are one which you both participate, as you have this morning. Far better off to have the court make these decisions. Based, however, on the testimony that's been presented this morning, as well as the plaintiff filed this case, court finds that jurisdiction has been established. The court further finds that there has been a breakdown in the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed, and there appears to be no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. Accordingly, upon receipt of the judgment, the court will sign that judgment, and at that time, the court will order that the marriage between the parties be dissolved. The judgment shall enter, granting a divorce with bonds of matrimony. Good luck to both of you. That will conclude this matter. You can both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are almost free of the bonds of matrimony, says the judge to thee. The way he says it as well. Oh, You guys, I am very tired. Thank you so much for being here. We aren't going to do members only tonight. I don't have it in me. I'm very tired. But we will do something this week, celebrating 10 new members, 11, maybe even more tonight. Tomorrow will be about 3:30, like our regular time, afternoon. And as early as I can, because hopefully Thurston is full of some thirsty ass shit tomorrow. Let's all keep our fingers crossed for that. But mostly let's keep our prayers and thoughts directed at Beverly and her healing. We really want that to happen. We're really, really, really pulling for that together. So, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I want you to do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video.
Ways down